Your guy, Manny Pacquiao, looked unbelievable. What was your big takeaway from his performance at 40 years old?
At 40 years old, he just his legs are really strong. You know, the thing is, usually the first thing you go on fight is the legs, and Manny's legs are just unbelievable, great. He moves so well, and like everyone talks about how fast he is and his speed and so forth. And most people say maybe like his hand speed and so forth, but it's his foot speed that's special to me. His foot speed is unbelievable, and he just took this guy to school, and he fought a very good fight. And you know, the first round knockdown, very aggressive. I said, the old man, he's back. You know, I love when I see him going out there and attacking his opponents, and that was very flattering for me.
You've worked with so many great boxers, Miguel Cotto, Amir Khan, De La Hoya. What is it about him inside that makes him so special, especially at this age?
Manny's just a really nice person. He's like one of the best guys you've ever met in your life, you know.
But that doesn't translate to, you know,
being a good fighter.
Boxing.
No, true. But the thing is, one thing about Manny Pacquiao though is like, you know, you can put him in tough fights, have a tough fight. Like someone says, well, he get knocked out in a couple of fights here and there and so forth. And Manny he accepts losing better than any fighter I've ever seen.
Wow.
And like, you don't have to worry about who you put him in with next. Like you would never have to go with like a soft fight for him or an easier fight for him, because he knows that getting knocked out is part of the sport. When he first met me, the first two fights he shows me on film is his two fights when he was 112 pounds, 115 pounds, and he was getting knocked out in both fights. I said, why are you showing me these fights? He said, I want you to know my whole career.
Right.
I said, thank you.
These are my weaknesses.
These are his weaknesses.
Yeah.
And that was exactly right. So we started working on the weaknesses and making them stronger. And it's just like, he never knocked anyone down with his right hand before until we started developing it. And we got back to it on this fight. And then the first round knockdown was with the right hand. And it just gives him a lot more confidence when he's working on that shot.
Right.
Now,
wow.
At the performance he gave on Saturday night, is there any inclination to advise this guy to retire? Or after that performance, what do you tell a guy like that?
You know, it was funny because we were at the post-fight press conference. He was having a little trouble with his eyes, and his eyes were burning a little bit. And I said maybe he had some Vaseline or something in him. And so we had to leave the press conference. And the next morning when I saw him, everything was fine. He just washed his face. He told me he had something in his eye. And he was just shadowboxing and getting ready for whoever's next.
No.
And at that point, we're not talking about opponents and so forth, because pretty much Manny will decide who he fights and when. And it looks like he's going to be in Congress for a while with his what do we call that? His political side of it. And so it's going to be, he won't fight again until probably next year.
Now, when he does fight, people are calling him out already, namely Floyd Mayweather Jr. on Instagram. And Manny did respond saying, if you want, let's get this done. They went back and forth on Instagram. Like, who tells you about that? Does Manny say, I'm going on Instagram to fight with Floyd Mayweather? Or does one of your buddies hit you up, one of the guys at the gym? How do you find out that this is happening?
You know, I find out from Marie, my assistant, and she keeps me up to date on whatever's happening on social media, because cell phones are like, I'm not too good with them. social media, it's just, like some guy says to me one day, he said, how come you don't follow me? I said, where do you want to go?
But what's going through your mind when you're seeing all this back and forth? Are you like, oh no, or are you like, oh yes?
Well, the thing is, I mean, Manny will make the decision who goes next. You know, in my opinion, I think Mayweather will come to the table.
Wow.
And give us it. But if he doesn't, there's a lot of very good 147 pounders out there right now.
Well, why do you think Floyd Mayweather was there to begin with, starting all this trouble? Do you think he's feeling irrelevant right now, and that's why he's coming at Manny?
Well, you know, when I saw him at the fight, I was saying, oh, they must be planning on calling each other out or something. I had something, something planned, but evidently not, because he got out of there before. And I'm not sure. But for some reason, I got a feeling that he just, in my opinion, I think he's scared of Manny.
Scared? Why do you think he's scared of Manny?
That performance was so great for Manny. I mean, he showed everything in that performance. Offense, defense, maybe a little more defense we could work on.
Yeah.
But the thing is, Manny his firepower was 100%, a lot better than it was in the first fight when we had to have surgery after that. But that injury was a bad injury. But the thing is, it came at a bad time.
What did you learn from Mayweather in the first fight that you feel like would be different in the second fight? Does Floyd Mayweather have a formula that Manny can't beat, or can he?
No, I believe that Manny has a formula that can beat Mayweather, but he has to fight a very, very precise fight. The game plan has to be right down to every inch and not miss a shot. And Manny's very capable of that, like he was in this fight. And you know, again, I like when Manny's aggressive. He really, really puts them together well.
Who is the best pound-for-pound fighter right now?
Best pound-for-pound fighter, maybe Crawford.
Crawford.
I think.
How do you think Manny Pacquiao would size up against Terrence Crawford?
It's a good fight, but
yeah?
the thing is, it's a tough fight. I mean, you're going against young undefeated people. It's very difficult, of course, just like the last one. But you know, don't count Manny out on any of them, no, because his heart and his will take him a long way.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.